Okay. Well, just as a background for everybody and a refresher, the International Convention is being held in Honolulu, June the 6th through the 10th, 2020. The main location will be at the Hawaii Convention Center, but there will also be activity at the Hilton Hawaiian Villages. There'll be some pre-activity occurring there, some of the pre-convention meetings, some of the Rotaract meetings, and also some of the dinners. Breakout sessions will be held both at the convention center and at Hilton Hawaiian Villages. Um, Unlike many past Rotary International conventions, the footprint for the Hawaii Convention Center is relatively small. It may be one of the smallest, if not the smallest venue they've had. And because of that, there are some really inherent challenges. And I think that's going to be most felt and visible to people in the House of Friendship. So rather than there being one large House of Friendship location, there will actually be three House of Friendship locations. The ballroom on the fourth floor of the convention center, and then on the third floor in rooms 313 and 316. Uh, the House of Friendship hours at this time are planned for 9 to 4 each day. And please understand that with any of the specific information I'm giving you with this webinar, everything is really subject to a final approval by Rotary International. And some of the layout, some of the assignments, and some of the hours of activity quite possibly will change. So at this time, the House of Friendship is planned each day beginning on Saturday from 9 to 4. The rooftop garden, the fourth floor of the convention center, is also going to be used for the House of Friendship entertainment stage, family-friendly activities or Hawaiian cultural activities. There will be food and beverage stations on the um, rooftop garden. There will also be sitting areas, tables and chairs. And at this point, Rotary International is planning on having a second tier of vendor booths, 12 to 15 approximate, that are more of the craft type or craft fair type tables. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we move on. So in the House of Friendship ballroom location on the fourth floor, at this point, Rotary International is planning on having Rotary action groups, Rotary fellowships, resource booth, social media and their virtual reality booth, the the International Convention 21 promo booth, and the International Convention in 2021 registration. And the 2021 convention will be held in Taipei. At this point, they're planning on approximately 120 booth spaces in the ballroom, and they are still working on that layout. Room 313, House of Friendship location, will have all of the Rotary licensed vendors, such as Russell Hampton and some of the other companies. And at this point, they're planning on approximately 32 booth spaces there. Booth spaces in room 313 will be, I think, 10 by 10 at this point. Room 316, the House of Friendship, will primarily be allocated to Hawaiian commercial vendors. At this point, we're planning on a minimum of 15 10 by 10 booth locations for Hawaiian vendors, but based on some reconfigurations, Rotary will try to have as many as possible. Some earlier discussion with them indicated they may be able to put in up to 30, but I think realistically it'll be more in the neighborhood of 20 to 25. There will also be some food and beverage stations, a sitting area for people that are not only partaking of the food and beverage, but also just wanting to sit and relax. And we'll also have the HOC plantation store. In some past conventions, the HOCs have had some level of a store where they sell products that are unique to their specific district, area, or region. For example, at the Atlanta convention, they had an Atlanta or basically a general store, a country store type things. And they sold products that were more representative of Georgia and the South, but they also sold some unique branded items that they were able to work with vendors on either straight out purchase or consignment. The rooftop garden craft type tables. As I said earlier, they're planning on about 12 to 15 of those. And on the next couple slides, I'll be showing some diagrams of the rooftop garden and also the third floor to show you where those tables will be located. It will be on the rooftop garden opposite from the entertainment stage. And Rotary wanted to provide a different level of opportunity for some commercial vendors in Hawaii that would not be able to afford the full price of the booth space in room 316. Although they have not set an actual or a final price, they're anticipating that the commercial booth space in room 316 will not be any more than $2,500 for the full run of the convention. It could be a bit lower, but they're still working on the numbers themselves. So because that is perhaps a little rich for some of the commercial vendors, they were looking at a different type of offering. So they're at this point planning on two options. One is a 2-day option that would be $500 for both days. And then the second option would be a full 5-day option for the convention at a total of $750. The downside to those table spaces is that although Rotary will have security roaming the building after hours, that area cannot be locked up. So any vendors that participate in either the 2 or the 5-day option have a couple of options. If they're used to working craft fairs, many of those vendors will cover and tie down their product and leave it in place overnight. Others will pack up their product in various plastic bins and take it back to their car and then bring it in the next day. So both of those options are open to any of the vendors that choose to participate in one of the craft type tables. The area that they will be placed is covered, so it would be protected from sunlight and it would be protected from a direct rainfall. But because that whole rooftop garden is open, there is going to be the issue of wind, and then if there's any passing showers and some wind, it could potentially blow in on their product. So that's something that has to be taken into consideration for anyone that's going to participate in that. As with room 316 for the Hawaiian commercial vendors and the craft type tables here, all of the sales of those booth spaces or table spaces will be handled directly by Rotary International. In past conventions, HOCs have had the responsibility and the ability to sell these spaces and make money. But the HOC decided for the Honolulu convention that they would not do that. So all of the sales will be handled by Rotary International. Here's a graphic of the Hawaiian Convention Center rooftop garden and 4th floor. Here is the ballroom where those booth spaces will be located. This area that I have circled here in yellow and right through here is where the craft type tables will be located. This area right over here will be the entertainment stage. All of the rooftop garden at this point is planned to be under tentage, either several large tents or one large tent covering this area with some very small tents covering here. There will be tables and chairs and uh, places for people to sit and relax, get out of the sun. Through here, they are planning on having food and beverage stations and also possibly some food and beverage stations along with some additional tables and chairs in this area back here. Um, this area here, there's a raised grassed area. Some of that will be used for some of the Hawaiian cultural activities, but a lot of those activities will be occurring here on the entertainment stage. And we will also be using these two areas right here outside of the ballroom, potentially for some Hawaiian cultural activities that are demonstrations, such as wood carving or lei making and that type of thing. And then this raised grassed area will also be used as a photo spot or a selfie spot. One of the things Rotary is planning is to have 3D models of the International Convention logo with the three very colorful turtles that will be placed in the background here. There are some palm trees in front of those, and then it'll be a perfect area for people to take pictures. This is the third floor of the convention center. Room 316A, B, and C will be the Hawaiian commercial vendors. 313 A, B, and C will also be the spot for the Rotary licensed vendors. And 318 will be the HOC office, and 317 will be the Rotary International office. This area marked in yellow here is the designated area where the Lei of Aloha will be displayed and also constructed. There are two bump out areas here that overlook the main floor lobby, and Rotary will be putting in some either wire mesh backdrop or some white lattice mat backdrop. And the Lei of Aloha, as it is put together, as people put in some new segments of currency, it will be attached and displayed on the wall here. The Plantation store in room 316, Annie Komatsu from the East Honolulu Club is managing that store. She's putting together her team at this point and also putting together a plan on what items to sell. She will be looking at consignment items and also looking at some unique quality items that are produced for the store. And at this point, she's trying to get as many sponsorships as she can to cover the cost for those sales. And Annie's information is shown there, along with her email and contact information. If anyone has questions about the Plantation store or would like to work with her on the Plantation store, she would love to hear from you. House of Friendship Entertainment Stage is being managed by Sonia Mendez from the West Pearl Harbor Club, and she's managing all the aspects of the entertainment stage as far as working or developing the entertainment plan for each day. And at this point, she's working with Rotary International to coordinate her entertainment activity with what is occurring on the main stage, entertainment stage for Rotary International. Each day at the convention for the House of Friendship entertainment stage, a different entertainment theme is planned. So Sonia is very well versed in all of that, and she is working with all of her contacts to put together a plan of entertainment. And we're also planning on the House of Friendship entertainment stage to be the location where the last piece of currency is attached to the Lei of Aloha. At this point, Rotary International President Mark Maloney and his wife Gay have agreed to participate in that, and they will actually attach the last piece of the Lay of Aloha, which I think will be somewhat symbolic of Mark's theme this year of Rotary Connects the World. The timing of that is going to be dependent on Mark's schedule, but it will occur on the last day of the convention on Wednesday. And also Sonia's contact information is shown there. And if you would like to ask her any questions or have some information about potential entertainers, please reach out to Sonia and she would appreciate that. The opening ceremony, a House of Friendship opening ceremony, will be taking place on the rooftop garden entertainment stage on Saturday. At this point, Rotary is planning on the opening ceremony for the House of Friendship to occur around noon, even though the House of Friendship doors will actually open at 9 o'clock that morning. Again, all of that is subject to change. Some earlier conversation with Rotary logistics staff indicated a desire to actually have an opening ceremony, and then the doors to the House of Friendship would be opened. But they're playing with different timing and different people's schedules. So at this point, we're looking at noon. Ryan Kawamoto from the Kahala Sunrise Club is managing the House of Friendship opening ceremony. Our plan is to have a traditional Hawaiian ceremony, blessing with music, and also there will be some comments from RI President Mark and the convention chair, Celia G. And also I'm sure Dell will have some comments as well. Ryan's contact information is there. And if you have questions about either the opening ceremony, please send them to me or contact Ryan directly. One of the things that President Mark wanted to do this year, and it's part of his theme of Rotary being inclusive with family members being a part of Rotary rather than trying to compete with family, one of the things he asked the HOC to do was to plan various types of family-friendly activities. And we're looking at that on 2 or 3 levels. One of those will be, we will be publishing family-friendly activities that are available in each of the convention hotels for convention attendees that are registered at that hotel. Some of those activities take place off-site, but many of the hotels provide actual on-site activity, whether it be lei making or something for kids and various types of things. So we'll be publishing that on the HOC website. And we're also planning family-friendly activities and Hawaiian cultural activities in the convention center on the rooftop garden and the 4th floor. We had earlier thought we could try to have different activities throughout the building, but because space is at such a premium, really our only viable spot is going to be on the 4th floor. Vincent Medina from the South Hilo Club is managing all those activities. And Vincent is looking at just a cross-section of various activities, both hands-on and instructional, that will take place throughout the day. Vincent is working closely with Sonia on her schedule, and in some cases may be utilizing some of the entertainers she has to also do some instruction or hands-on activity, such as hula or ukulele, and he will also be using the entertainment stage for some of his activities. One of the things that he's planning to have on a daily basis at a set schedule is lei making at either 1 or 2 locations or 2 locations on the rooftop garden. And so convention attendees will know that on such and such day at this time, there will be a half an hour lay making or 20-minute lay making class where they can actually partake and actually make their own lays. So that should be very popular with convention attendees. Hopefully Benson will be having a draft schedule to me by the end of the calendar year, and we'll be sharing that with the HOC and with the district. Benson's contact information is there. And as with all of these activities, if you have questions, please send them to me, contact me, or just send them directly to Benson, Annie, Ryan, or Sonia. The only thing I ask is that if you do send them an email, please copy me on that so that I can be in the loop on all that's taking place. So that's all I have as far as a presentation. If anyone has questions, I'd be very happy to answer those. And if you have questions or comments afterwards, my email and my phone are listed down there, and please feel free to contact me.
I have a question. What is the Lay of Aloha?
The Lay of Aloha is an activity that Kathleen Merriman is planning, and the overall goal is to create the longest money lay in the world.
Oh, it's a money lay. Okay.
It's a money lay, yes. And one has not been done before, so hopefully we're able to do that. But we will have it certified by Guinness Book of World Records on the last day of the convention. So each convention attendee participant will bring their country's paper currency, and it will be wrapped in plastic and tied off, and then will be attached to the one in front of it, and it will continue to grow as we go throughout the convention. And then once it is certified, then all of the money collected will be donated to the polio fund.
Donated to whom?
The polio fund.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
How are you folks advertising for vendors? How are you selecting the vendors?
I had contacted several vendors. Bring up my video here. I had contacted several vendors last year at the Made in Hawaii Festival. I'm also getting vendors contacting me who know Rotarians. And so if you know anyone that would be interested, just have them either call me or send me an email, and I'll pass on as much information I have at that point on the 2 levels of commercial booths available to them. I will be submitting a list to Rotary International for them to review, and then Rotary will be contacting each of those vendors to include them in the convention.
Okay, so RI has to vet the vendors.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
You know, we have the Made in Maui Festival this weekend, and it might be, you know, it would be interesting if we had information for MEDB or Maui, the economic office, or for those vendors.
I have been working with the DB EDT. Is that the?
It's
Naomi,
no.
you know the letters.
Yeah, DBED.
Yeah.
So
well,
on
no,
Maui,
it's not
MEO.
MEDB. Maui
It's
Economic
MEO.
Development Board is different. The Maui Made in Maui is through the county, and it's through the Economic Development Office of the county. It used to be Tina Rasmussen, and I don't know who it is now.
Judy, if you could send me some contact information for that group, I will send them out an email tomorrow explaining the convention, and also if any of the vendors or clients that they work with, if they would like to pass on that information and just contact me directly.
Okay, okay.
Any other questions?
Ron,
Yep.
if I can add that
Yeah.
Sonia is looking for entertainers to fill 30-minute slots. So if anybody has suggestions, they can send it to Sonia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Her schedule each day is going to be dependent on the times of the general sessions and also any other activity that Rotary is planning for the main stage in the convention center. And so she doesn't want to overlap or conflict with any of that. So at the earliest, she would be starting probably after the first general session. She would have between the first and second general session. Just as basic information, the opening ceremonies on Sunday, at this time, Rotary International is considering 3 opening sessions. But after Sunday, there will just be 2 general sessions each day until they get to Wednesday, the closing of the convention, and there will only be 1 closing convention session in the afternoon. So if anyone has questions after the webinar today, please just send me an email and I'll either get you a response as quickly as I can or pass it on to someone that can better handle that. But Judy, if you could send me the Economic Development Office or Authority's contact information,
Okay.
I'll shoot something right out to them explaining what we're looking at, the type of business we're looking for, and hopefully they can share that with their clients and people can contact me. The
Okay,
economic group on Oahu, Naomi and I have been working with them, and they've passed on probably about 7 or 8 vendors who are seriously interested. Some of them are interested in the craft type tables, and others would be more interested in the booth space in room 316.
Okay, great.
Can you on the plantation store, is that going to be like a conglomerate of vendors under one roof, but the sales going through the store, unlike the vendor tables?
No, there won't be a conglomerate of vendors in that space. Any product that we have on consignment will be from probably just one vendor or one company.
Okay.
And Annie is still working on getting a commitment from one of those companies, but she's also talking to 2 or 3 others. Those consignment sales would take place within the plantation store. Our preference is they have their own staff there to make those sales. And then we will also have HOC sales that are taking place. But there won't be a number of vendors under that one roof, so to speak.
Okay.
And one consignment vendor is probably what we're looking at. The plantation store space is going to be 20 by 20.
Okay.
And I assume that will be like Hawaii products.
Yes, they will be Hawaii products, quality products, not the stuff that you can buy at the ABC store or Walmart or Costco, but nice quality products. We're also working with Rotary International to have a shipping company in the convention center, either FedEx or Rotary's own shipper that they deal with, so that people that are buying stuff don't have to worry, oh, do I have space in my suitcase to get this home?
Great
We
idea.
want them to not have to worry about that. Buy as much as they like, walk around the corner, put it in a box, and ship it home.
Good. Sounds good.
I have a question about the entertainment. There's the entertainment on the rooftop, and there's another stage too somewhere.
Rotary International has basically their entertainment stage is the main stage in the Hawaii Convention Center on the ground floor, where the opening sessions will take place, where the speakers will be. They always, excuse me, have entertainment interspersed with the speakers. And usually the convention starts off with an entertainment group or groups. You have several speakers that come on, and you'll have more entertainment. Closing session is the same way. It's usually very heavily laden toward entertainment. So it will be a different level of entertainment that's taking place on the main stage, and that's down on the ground floor. The House of Friendship entertainment will be somewhat complementary to that, but will not be competing with that.
Thanks.
Will you be in contact with any of the halaus on different islands?
Sonia her contact list is extensive.
Okay.
And so she's reaching out to all of those contacts to work in to the different themes for each day. And I'm sure she will have the halaus that are able to participate do that. Benson Medina for the Hawaiian cultural activities will also be reaching out to the halaus, and will also have them there as demonstration and also for participation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's all I have, Naomi.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.